Hey guys, Midwest Outdoorsman here. We'll look at another knife. This is a hunting knife, and it's kind of the little brother to the excellent Cold Steel Master Hunter, which is my personal favorite, I think, out of all the hunting knives that I've ever used so far. It's the Cold Steel Pendleton Hunter. Now let's take a look at it here. It's the same. This is the Master Hunter. This is the Pendleton Hunter. Same Securix sheath, which I really like. It's great. It has a drain hole on the bottom for water to come out. Nice plastic, but it's also flexible here. Has a snap attachment, but it also locks in there pretty securely, as you can see. Snaps in. And another thing I like about this is they have a snap with Velcro on here. So, like, if you're hunting or whatever, you have the knife on your belt, and you want to go into a store, a restaurant, or something like that, where you don't want to take your knife with you, you don't have to take your whole belt off and everything. All you got to do is just pop that off, and your knife comes off, and you can put it back on the same way, which is great. We'll take the Master Hunter out so you can get a kind of a size comparison. Specs on it is the blade length is 3.5 inches, and the overall length is 8.25 inches, weight 5.1 ounces. The steel is vg-1 steel, and I think it's all vg-1 steel, whereas the Master Hunter is a laminated vg-1 steel. With it's the vg-1 is in the middle with 420 J2, I think it is, on the outside, sandwiched, where this is all vg-1 on the Pendleton right here. And they're different grinds. I mean, different shapes too, obviously. Where the Master Hunter, so you got a straight handle with I think it's a .1875 thick blade, which is pretty thick, and you got a flat grind, full flat grind on there with that blade shape. The Pendleton Hunter, you got more of a they're both drop points, but more of a drop point on the Pendleton. The handle is curved more. It's not just straight. The blade obviously is shorter, and the grind on it isn't a full flat grind. You can see it's actually a hollow ground. So you're going to have a lot finer edge, I believe, on the Pendleton, which is great for skinning and stuff. And the blade shape on there being a little bit smaller too. Some people might like that for skinning. I like both of them. They're both probably my two favorite hunting knives right now. The Master Hunter fits my hand a little better because I have big hands, but being a person who has big hands, this Pendleton still does fit. It's a bigger handle than like on the fall kniving. The fall knivings are great knives. They're made out of vg-10 steel, which is another fantastic steel, and they're actually thicker than these blades. And I think that those would be a better if you're looking at a survival knife and a hunting knife. The fall knivings would be great for stainless steel. I like the Bark River Bravo 1 and Bravo 1.5 too if you're thinking about survival. But these are, I'd say strictly mostly hunting knives or camp knives. They are full tang, but which I actually like the way they design these. As far as the tang is all the way back in here, all the way back to the hole, but you don't see the metal coming out of the top, which isolates your hand from the cold, which is nice. And you still get that full tang strength. Some people might like it, all the way out, and if that's the case, look at the Bravo 1 or the fall kniving, I would say. And you got your different choices of the hollow grind, which is going to have a little finer edge, I think, than the full flat grind. But the full flat grind on the Master Hunter is going to be a little bit be able to take a little bit more abuse. So if you plan on, carving a little sticks or using it for other type stuff, even though I would recommend a different knife for survival and bushcraft, I mean, you can do it, especially the blade on here is thicker. So I think it's a good choice of the grind and the blade shape and everything that they've done on here. And like I said, I've got big hands, and if it locks in nicely. There's no jimping on either of these, but you do have this rubberized handles, which give you more than enough traction on both knives. But just give you a close-up view of it. See the handle there, palm swell. Blade thickness, I think, is about the same, about .1875. And these are made in Japan. It says on the blade here, if it'll focus. And yeah, great knives. for hunting, I don't think there's really much better out there right now, in my opinion. From using them and you know, I haven't even had to sharpen this knife yet, and I've done about half a dozen deer with it. And I'm gonna have to use the Pendleton more before I give more evaluation. Especially with that grind, it might take a more of a hair sharp edge, hair splitting edge, I guess. But more prone to chipping and that kind of stuff. I'm not saying it will, but just because of the nature of the grind, because it's such a thin edge. But it also would be great for skinning. So two great knives from Cold Steel. I don't really have anything bad to say about them. It's one of my favorite companies. Every knife I've ever gotten from them has been just razor sharp out of the box. And I love the fact that they got the rubberized handle, on both these knives. It's a real tacky feeling. So if you got blood or fat or sweat or whatever it is, it'll stick to your hand. It won't slip out. And easy to wash off. What I usually do is, try to clean it in the field. Obviously, I have little field care kits, and I clean the knife in the field, but then it's always going to have some stuff left on it. So when I get home, I just put super hot water on in the faucet, and I just let it, hit that handle, and I just hold it and let it run down the handle, both sides, and it clears it right off. And then obviously after that, let it, dry it off, let it air dry, and then I put maybe some mineral oil on the blade just to make sure that there isn't going to be any rust, because stainless steel can still rust. So yeah, I don't know if I left anything out. I hope not. But just a quick look at the comparison between these two, and these are probably my two favorite hunting knives right now. I got another one on order actually right now. It's the Knives of Alaska Alpha Wolf SureGrip S30V, and I'm going to kind of compare those once I get it and take a look at that too. But I just wanted to kind of throw this out there if anyone's kind of wondering about the differences between the two and stuff, and what they would use them for. I would say if you have a lot small, a person that has smaller hands, or you're a lady or something like that, I would maybe go for the Pendleton, just because it's going to fit you better. You don't have as much blade. Or if you're doing a lot smaller animals, if you're only doing antelope or coos deer or something like that, or even if you want to use it for like rabbits or whatever you want, something smaller, I would probably go for the Pendleton, obviously, because it's quite a bit smaller and has a little bit smaller handle. And or if you want a knife just solely for skinning, I would take this one over this one. But if you want a general all-purpose knife, or if you use it for larger game or want an all-around knife, I would go for the Master Hunter, because I've used it quite a bit and it's fantastic. So yep, if there's any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Just my opinions. So as always, be respectful of everybody else. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them, and hopefully this helps anyone who's looking at the knives or trying to compare them or whatever. And hopefully you found this somewhat helpful. Thanks. Bye.